And the manner in which Bell presented himself didn't allow for this victim to offer any questions. I mean, he came up to him, give me your ID, pats him down.
Now Bell faces rape and assault charges. The victim was able to take a picture of Bell's license plate as he drove away. That's how detectives tracked him down. But get this, inside Bell's car, they found 2 other driver's licenses. They are concerned there are other victims out there. They are investigating that right now. Live in Palmer Park, Richard Reeve, ABC 7 News.
Rich, thank you. And a federal grand jury indicting a Potomac doctor for prescribing amphetamine, specifically Adderall, to patients who didn't need it. According to the 66-count indictment, Dr. William Vaughn wrote the prescriptions to 4 women at 2 Hooters restaurants. Vaughn has already lost his medical license, and he faces up to 20 years in prison if convicted.
There is new information tonight as the 7 on Your Side I-Team tracks allegations that teachers and staff at Ballou High School were faking grades of students so those students would graduate. The I-Team has learned that 98% of students from D.C. public schools enrolled at the University of the District of Columbia are in remedial classes. Investigator Nathan Baca live outside that school tonight with an update for us. Nathan?
Well, that's right, Jonathan. Virtually every student who graduated from D.C. public schools and came here to UDC needed remedial courses to catch up. We know that because the I-Team obtained internal UDC documents. Jasmine Hawley is a D.C. public schools graduate and now learning biology at UDC. A presentation given by UDC to the D.C. State Board of Education says 126 of 128 DCPS graduates needed remedial courses. That's 98%.
It makes me feel disappointed, but then again, that's not surprising because for D.C. public schools, we don't get as much better education as a school that will probably be out Merlin or any private schools.
State Board of Education member Joe Whedon says this should raise parental alarms.
It's shocking. You know, we put a lot of faith in our schools to make sure our students are ready for career college success, and it's clear that's not happening.
UDC says while it wishes fewer students needed development catch-up courses, the university is ready for the challenge.
Any college would prefer that, but you have to remember that this is a partnership. We take the students where they are.
D.C. Public Schools Chancellor Antoine Wilson tells us that he is hoping that students who believe that they did not get the education that they needed to actually contact D.C. Public Schools. They want to hear from those students. We have that contact information on our 7 on Your Side story in the ABC 7 app. Reporting live in Northwest Washington, Nathan Baca, ABC 7 News.
Nathan, thanks very much. And the I-Team started investigating claims that some students graduated Ballou despite missing as many as 75 of their school days in their senior year alone. A former teacher turned whistleblower tells us part of the problem was pressure on teachers to get good marks on their own evaluations.
There was a lot of pressure surrounding that because, you know, that whole thing on there like this % of your kids have to be passing with a D or higher. And not just that, there's a portion on there too saying like you have to have this % of kids in your class attending to get this score. So it's like you're putting all of these uncontrollable variables on the teacher.
Now, you can hear much more from that teacher's interview by clicking on Faking the Grade. You'll find that in the ABC 7 News app.
Now, all this comes just 1 month after allegations of grade fixing in Prince George's County schools. And today, the Prince George's County chapter of the NAACP delivered a letter to Maryland Governor Larry Hogan, saying it has no confidence in the leadership of the county to fix the problems. The governor says he'll take their meeting and told Maryland Bureau Chief Brad Bell he will consider all options.
There's serious concerns, serious wrongdoing. It's widespread. That's what the investigation found. That's what the NAACP believes, what the state school board believes. That's what the independent investigators believe. And it's beyond me why the county refuses to do anything about it.
Absenteeism, grade inflation, or other issues, the 7 on Your Side I-Team wants to hear from you about what's happening in local classrooms. If you have information, you can email us at tips@wjla.com or call us on our confidential hotline. You can see the number right there, 703-340-3170.
Well, developing right now, Russell Simmons is stepping away from his companies after being accused of sexual misconduct. This is the second accusation against the founder of Def Jam Records. Screenwriter Jenny LeMay wrote in an essay published in today's Hollywood Reporter that in the early 90s, Simmons offered her a ride home, but then took her to his New York apartment against her will and had sex with her. LeMay now is the daughter of director Sidney Lumet and the granddaughter of Lena Horne.
Matt Lauer breaking his silence today, issuing a statement saying, quote, "Some of what is being said about me is untrue or mischaracterized, but there is enough truth in these stories to make me feel embarrassed and ashamed." That statement one day after the Today Show abruptly fired its host following accusations of inappropriate sexual behavior.
Well, Congressman John Conyers is in the hospital tonight. The diagnosis? Stress. His attorney says the Michigan Democrat was dizzy and had chest pains this morning. Tonight, Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi and House Speaker Paul Ryan among those on Capitol Hill calling for their colleague to resign after accusations of harassment. Conyers says he is staying put.
Just put out a statement and looking forward to fighting this terrible tax bill.
And in that statement, a spokesperson says Senator Al Franken takes thousands of photos and has never intentionally engaged in any sort of sexual misconduct. That after an Army veteran accused a Minnesota Democrat of groping her during a photo op in Kuwait 14 years ago. She is now the 5th woman to accuse him.
Now, the White House will not confirm or deny reports that Secretary of State Rex Tillerson could soon be out of a job. According to the Washington Post, New York Times, and others, Tillerson would be replaced by CIA Director Mike Pompeo. The plan developed by White House Chief of Staff John Kelly includes Arkansas Senator Tom Cotton taking Pompeo's job at Langley.
When the president loses confidence in someone, they will no longer serve in the capacity that they're in. The president was here today with the Secretary of State. They engaged in a foreign leader visit and are continuing to work together.
Tiller's tenure has included public disagreements with the White House, Congress, and the Foreign Service. Pompeo, meantime, has a very close relationship with the president, giving him his daily security briefing.
Members of British Parliament tonight renewing their calls for the Prime Minister to revoke an invitation for President Trump to visit the UK. That after President Trump retweeted anti-Muslim videos posted by a far-right group.
He is either a racist, incompetent, or unthinking, or all three.
The leader of the group the president retweeted has been convicted in the UK of religiously aggravated harassment, and none of those videos have been verified as authentic. At the moment, though, Prime Minister Theresa May says the invitation stands.
Another invitation that stands is one for the president to deliver the State of the Union to a joint session of Congress. Today, House Speaker Paul Ryan formally inviting the president to speak on January 30th.
And we're following breaking news right now out of Delaware, where a 4.4 magnitude earthquake has just hit near Dover. This registered as 4.4. Some people in Maryland, though, reporting that it could be felt as far as our area. There are no reports of any damage yet. This just coming into our newsroom moments ago. We'll continue to follow this story for you throughout the newscast.
That'll certainly get your attention. Well, right now, the First Family is getting ready to light the National Christmas Tree for the first time. This year's celebration down on the Ellipse includes performances by the Beach Boys, Mannheim, Steamroller, Winona, Kathy Lee Gifford, and Jack Wagner.
And not a bad night to be outside for the tree lighting, but meteorologist Josh Knight is standing by in the Storm Watch 7 Weather Center, tracking the chance for some showers. Hopefully those will hold off till after that tree is lit, Josh.
Yes, Nancy, that's exactly what I'm expecting to happen. So they're still pretty far off. You can see really just into West Virginia, barely into western Maryland. Still have quite a bit to go, and I don't think they're going to be here until after 8 o'clock. So some good news there. Right now, temperatures are hanging in the mid-50s for most of us, so relatively comfortable considering December starts tomorrow. Here's what we're looking for temperature-wise. Down there at the Ellipse, 52 right now for us about 5 o'clock, working our way down to just about 50 by 8. And again, that chance for rain holding off until after that time frame. Then by tomorrow, we're back to sunshine, but it's a lot cooler. We'll talk more about that coming up here in just a few minutes.
All right, Josh, thank you. And coming up at 5, making progress, the amazing steps for a Maryland woman shot in the head in Las Vegas.
Plus, American Airlines suffering an embarrassing computer glitch yesterday, giving pilots too much time off during the holidays. Well, now it's been 24 hours. What has happened? What happens to your holiday plans? I'm Sam Sweeney at Reagan National Airport. I'll have the latest update coming up.
Then a little later for us, some people like to take time to decorate. Others want to look without the work. Meet some decorators that are ready to help.
And going back out to the White House, President Trump approaching the podium for the national tree lighting ceremony. Let's hear what he has to say.
Well, I just want to thank you very much, Kathy Lee, and we're here at President's Park. We want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, have unbelievable holidays, and we are now going to light a very beautiful tree, and I'll ask our First Lady to get ready, and maybe we'll do a countdown from 10. So we'll go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Have a good time tonight. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir.
Oh, it's so nice out tonight. The President and First Lady lighting the national tree out on the ellipse. It was a very quick speech. They did the quick countdown, and away he went. The tree looks gorgeous, and you couldn't ask for better weather.
Absolutely. The first time President Trump is lighting the national Christmas tree. It's a tradition that dates back to 1923. This is the 95th annual ceremony tonight. And that tree, by the way, comes from Virginia, Colorado. Blue spruce, 28 feet tall with 75,000 LED lights. And you see it right there lit up in gold, silver, and white.
It looks beautiful. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back right after this.
Your brain is an amazing thing, but as you get older, it naturally begins to change, causing a lack of sharpness or even trouble with recall. Thankfully, the breakthrough in Prevagen helps your brain and actually improves memory. The secret is an ingredient originally discovered in jellyfish. In clinical trials, Prevagen has been shown to improve short-term memory. Prevagen, the name to remember.
Presenting the Shark IonFlex 2X. The freestanding, cord-free vacuum that can live anywhere because it has 2 rechargeable batteries. That means you can always be charging, even while you're cleaning, with Duo Clean, Multi-Flex, and powerful suction. So you can go and go and go again. Welcome to hassle-free runtime with Shark.
Veronica Johnson on Good Morning Washington, where Good Morning starts. Tomorrow on Good Morning Washington.
We take a close look at the phenomenon surrounding the mean girl mentality. We break down female friendships, behavior, and how you can successfully avoid being bullied.
Plus, we are live at National Harbor for a preview of this Saturday's big Toys for Tots event.
Good Morning Washington, your go-to source for what's new, now and next. Stay ahead of the curve with breaking news, plus traffic and weather every 10 minutes. Tomorrow starting at 4:25 on ABC 7's Good Morning Washington.
Denied. It means so much more than a simple no. You could be missing out on the future of your dreams or a fresh start. It's time you work back to yes. If you believe you've been denied a loan because of inaccurate, unverified, or unfair items on your credit, say yes to Lexington Law, trusted leaders in credit repair. Because yes, you can improve your credit. Yes, there's still hope. And yes, we can help.
An actual law firm work for you and go to bat for you, it makes you feel more confident. It makes you feel like, okay, I'm not in this on my own.
Just like Kathy, say yes to credit repair with Lexington Law.
Having the law firm help me, I'm telling you, It was amazing. They explained to me exactly what they were going to do. I'm telling you, every time I got something taken off of my credit, I called somebody. I was excited.
Residents in Washington, D.C., Virginia, and Maryland, call now to get started with a free credit report analysis at 1-800-823-0745. That's 1-800-823-0745.
On the next Wheel, Vanna reveals a hidden talent.
Oh, yeah, I've done it a couple of times.
Will you do it on the show one day? What could it be? Find out
tonight at 7 on ABC 7.
New information tonight as American Airlines works to make sure it has enough pilots for all of its holiday flights. The airline says at this point just a few hundred are still unassigned, but the Pilots Association begs to differ. Sam Sweeney live at Reagan National Airport tonight working to get to the bottom of this. Sam?
Nancy, American Airlines thought that the skies were clearing. They said in the last 24 hours that they had filled thousands of flights with pilots for the month of December. But late this afternoon, the union representing the pilots said that is not true. 24 hours after American acknowledged a computer glitch granted too much vacation to pilots, frequent flyers are wary.
The threat of a lot of flights being canceled would make both my job and my life very difficult.
American says since the news first broke, hundreds of their pilots stepped up to fill the open flights. Saying of 200,000 flights scheduled for the month of December, only a few hundred remain unstaffed. Airline Weekly magazine editor Seth Kaplan believes American will get all passengers to their destinations without issue.
It's embarrassing for the airline. It's going to cost them a lot of money, both in terms of the extra money they're paying the pilots and, the reputation. If there's anybody who's, not booking a flight on American today because of this, but in the end, people are probably going to get where they're going.
But late this afternoon, the union representing American pilots released a statement saying thousands of flights remain unstaffed, adding it is seriously concerned about the potential for a significant schedule disruption. American says that's disingenuous and more than enough reserve pilots are ready to fill the void.
Here you have the union very loudly pointing out what the airline has done. I think both the airline and the union expect that this is all going to be okay in the end, but, the union is doing their job.
And reserve pilots are not contracted employees. They are full-time American Airlines pilots. They simply have low seniority, and oftentimes they're happy to pick up the extra flying hours. Reporting live at Reagan National Airport, I'm Sam Sweeney, ABC 7 News.
Breathe a sigh of relief. That could have been really ugly.
That didn't work out so well.
Things like this, how often this might have gone on. You just didn't hear about it because of Twitter wasn't around, and now it's like everybody knows and everybody gets a chance to freak out.
The nice part for American,
home for Christmas.
At least they caught it a few weeks before, so they weren't dealing with it the night
December
before.
24th.
That could have been ugly, exactly.
Okay, we're talking about some possible showers coming our way.
Yeah, and really just kind of crossing right through West Virginia right now, on their way to us. But by the time they get here, really light, not really packing much of a punch, and the timing pretty good for most of us. Expecting this predominantly to be later this evening, closer to 8 and 9 o'clock. So we're watching here as this line of showers continues to move our way. Now, there's a cold front farther back to the west, and that is actually going to bring us some chillier air for the next few days as well. So let's zoom in. Not many of us dealing with rain at this point. Really have to get into western Maryland, West Virginia to find anything. Morgantown a bit heavier now, but around D.C., things are nice and quiet. We'll run through Futurecast again just to kind of finalize that timing for you. A few showers into the Shenandoah Valley by the time we get to 7 o'clock. Maybe a few sneak in early farther north into Maryland. Then as we go closer to 8:30, that's when I think we'll see more right around the D.C. metro and starting to move through. But you'll notice they're here for maybe a half an hour to an hour. That is about it. 9 o'clock, they continue to move off to the east. And as we get closer to 10:30, 11, not going to have any problems. So really just a small window you'll have to dodge any rain tonight. Letting out the dog before going to bed. Most of us already done with those showers. So heading out to dinner, anything like that, we're looking at dry weather, 7, 8 o'clock. It's that 9 o'clock time frame, or you might run into just a little bit of rain. We head into tomorrow morning. We're going to start off cooler, but not too bad. Not looking to hit the freezing mark tonight, which is really nice considering we'll get a little bit of moisture out there. We're at 37 in Winchester tomorrow morning, 39 near Dulles, 43 for D.C. So it's cool, but it's not too bad of a start. The problem, I guess you could say problem, is just that we don't warm up too much tomorrow. We get a lot of sunshine, but we'll top out right around 53 degrees. So that's about it. As we head into the weekend, it is going to stay pretty cool still. 52 for you on Saturday. Of course, that's our big day. We'll be out at the National Harbor. It's dry. It's partly cloudy, so it's not a bad day by by any means, just it's not 70 degrees like we had yesterday. 56 on Sunday, and we'll hang on to those more mild numbers Monday and into Tuesday. But this next chance for rain, Tuesday and Wednesday, that's going to be a much stronger cold front. Behind that one, let me just show you some of those numbers as we get into next week, late Thursday and Friday, and into the weekend. That's when we're going to see temperatures drop off. Highs are just in the 40s. To give you a little bit of an idea, highs around that temperature, 44, 42, that would be more typical of the end of December.
I'm Michelle Marsh covering breaking news of an earthquake near Dover, Delaware. It is a 4.4 magnitude and could be felt as far away as here in the DMV. We're talking Maryland and Virginia. Now, you're looking at a map there. That is of Dover, and you can see it's the epicenter just about, it's being described about 6 miles to the east of it. And the power of this earthquake, very significant. If you think back, it wasn't until August 2011. That was the last time that a significant quake hit our area. It was measured at a magnitude 5.8 in the Virginia area and around the D.C. area. Even far as away as North Carolina, it could be felt. So that earthquake damaged the Washington Monument and the National Cathedral. We just checked with the cathedral, and there is no damage there from this quake. We are checking on the Washington Monument. They didn't even know, folks at the National Cathedral, that this actually happened. So they'll be making sure that all of the structures are safe there. And as soon as we get an update on the situation in Dover and the first pictures out of Dover of any potential damage, you'll see it here first. Back to you, John.
All right, Michelle, thanks very much. That's a sizable quake for the area. It will take some time to assess it. They may not have the significant damage, but then you may walk around your house and see some cracks that you didn't see from before. Sure. Those aren't settling cracks. That comes from when the earth starts to shake a little bit. It'll cause 2x4s and sheetrock to not get along too well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, well, new information tonight about what cuts, if any, the president plans to make to some national monuments.
Plus, why the experts say this flu season could be the worst in years.
A major new hospital coming to a location where the Bullets and Caps once played.
But first, here's a look at what's coming up tonight on ABC, including the Charlie Brown Christmas.
Let's get the big guy in place.
The Ford year-end sales event is here.
I can guide you in. No thanks, Santa. I got this. It looks a little tight. Perfect fit. Santa needs an F-150.
That's Ford, America's best-selling brand. Hurry in for 0% financing for 72 months across a full lineup of Ford cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get F-150 with 0% for 72 months plus $1,000 bonus cash. Plus, if you've ever served in the military, you get an additional $1,000 appreciation cash.
Donate to Toys for Tots at WJLA.com/toys.
Price Busters Furniture has gone elfin wild with holiday doorbuster deals. Low payments and no money down. 7-piece bedroom, just $14 payments with no money down. Buy it today, get it today, and hold onto your cash. Pay no money down now at Price Busters Furniture.
Toyota has taken over Black Friday with just announced savings good through November 30th, including a low RAV lease for just $219 a month. Plus 500 Toyota bonus cash. Or buy with 0% APR plus 500 bonus cash. Or take $1,500 total cash allowance. No lines, no gimmicks. Just a Black Friday Toyota takeover. Toyota, let's go places.
Chris said, hey, let's go back to school. And I was like, are you kidding me? But it allowed us to advance our careers.
We were looking for a university that had a phenomenal reputation, designed for adult learners, and UMUC definitely was that university.
You know, being online, the school was more international. It gave a different perspective than just me as a Georgia Peach. And finishing together, it was the best feeling in the world.
Earn your MBA in less than 18 months. No GMAT or GRE required. Visit umuc.edu.
Les Miserables. Experience the musical phenomenon. Les Miserables.
At the National Theater, December 20th through January 7th. Tickets available at thenationaldc.com.
Making the energy that keeps doers doing keeps you on your toes, considering the neighbors live just over the fence. So Chevron built The Rock. Refinery Optimization Center. High-tech monitoring 24/7.
We rock around the clock.
Very funny. An always live hotline. Thousands of monitored devices, infrared eye in the sky, and one control room to oversee it all.
So it's safer.
Speaking of safety, reapply your sunscreen. Doers finding better ways to do what they do to keep doers doing.
And we want to update you now on breaking news regarding an earthquake that has hit the state of Delaware, but it's being felt in our area and also well to the north and northeast of Delaware. This is from the U.S. Geological Survey. Now, where this earthquake was centered was right around Dover, Delaware here, but all these light blue spots that you see here, these are reports that have come in to the U.S. Geological Survey's website of people who have felt the earthquake. And I want you to notice something. It's been felt way up around the New York City area. A lot of folks around the Philadelphia area felt it as well. But then our area across the Chesapeake Bay definitely felt it as well. You can see there are a number of reports coming in from Anne Arundel County, Prince George's County, Montgomery County, even down into Virginia here. And the darker the shade of blue, which this one right here is a little darker, that means they felt it a little stronger according to the U.S. Geological Survey. So we had two folks who felt it strong, actually somewhere in Fairfax County right there. And then we've had a lot of reports, like 24 reports up here near Baltimore, just one in that area. So some of these have more reports than others. But bottom line, some of you watching right now definitely felt this earthquake. The latest numbers I have for it is that it was centered 6 miles east-northeast of Dover, Delaware, and it was 7 kilometers deep, which is fairly shallow and usually means that there should have been a lot of violent shaking along with it. So we're still following this breaking news. We're going to get more reports coming into our newsroom as we cover this. But again, a lot of you in our area definitely felt this earthquake that hit the Dover, Delaware area just a short time ago. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks very much. And that map you were looking at a second ago, the reason they can report like that is the USGS on their Twitter feed ask people if they felt it to report to them, and that's why it's instantaneous as far as the number of people and how far away they felt it. We'll follow that story closely, let you know if there's any changes. 7 is on your side this evening with Health Matters, and there's a warning about what could be a horrible flu season in the United States. Health officials say that Australia's flu season, which is just about over, was the worst they have had in years. And they say that the U.S. flu season often mirrors Australia's. Experts say that you should get a flu shot. Wash your hands frequently. And if you do get sick, don't go to work. Stay home.
Good advice right there. All right, it went from housing the Caps and Wizards to a place to shop. And as Maryland Bureau Chief Brad Bell reports, now the land in Prince George's County is about to become a hospital.
The artist's renderings depict a beautiful state-of-the-art regional medical center to replace the aging PG Hospital Center. For decades, it's been a dream of patients, doctors, and politicians. And tonight, finally, the work is really happening. At an elaborate ceremony on the Largo site today, ground was officially broken.
We are committing more than $200 million towards this new state-of-the-art facility, which will transform healthcare in Prince George's County and across the Capital Region.
The University of Maryland affiliated hospital will feature an 11-story tower, 2 helipads, 205 inpatient beds. It will be a level 2 trauma center, a heart surgery center, and will host a cancer program. All of it built just outside the Beltway from FedEx Field, where the Cap Center used to be. To give you a little lay of the land, this is the Boulevard at Cap Center Shopping Center. Down there, you can see the big movie theater. That stays. But all of this is getting torn down. Much of it already has been, and just about right here is where the front door of the hospital will be. Prince George's County Executive Rashern Baker gets emotional when he talks about it. As a caregiver for his wife, he says he knows the value of quality health care.
No, we're not building a building. What we are providing is that level of comfort and hope to people we don't know.
The hospital will open in the year 2021. In Largo, Brad Bell, ABC 7 News.
Here we come. What finds the green turtle and Las Vegas shooting victim Tina Frost? That answer still ahead.
The I-Team is still digging into our shocking investigation into kids not showing up for classes at Blue High School in the district and still graduating. Up next, one school board member is calling for a system-wide investigation.
There's never enough time in our town, and News Channel 8 at 10 knows it with live breaking local news. That's new now next. News Channel 8 at 10.
Shop the best gifts, sip holiday spirits, sample delicious. It's all at the Metro Cooking DC Show, the premier cooking, shopping, and entertaining event at the Washington Convention Center, December 9th and 10th. For ticket prices, go to metrocookingdc.com.
What's the secret behind the most unique drink ever? Fresh ingredients, a dash of magic, and a whole lot of laughter. Made from scratch, right at your table. Experience the 3-2-1 drink, only at Uncle Julio's.
An American in Paris. The spectacular Tony Award-winning musical that's stolen Broadway's heart.
At the Kennedy Center, December 12th through January 7th. Call for tickets today.
My schedule doesn't slow down during the holidays, so I've made a gifting game plan. First, I break away from the malls and head to Hand & Stone for gift cards. I score major points with an amazing spa experience at a really affordable price, like a hot stone massage or a rejuvenating facial. I never get penalized for buying the wrong size.
Yeah, Carly, this fits.
And I've let everyone know Hand & Stone is my favorite kind of timeout.
This holiday season, get ahead of the game with gift cards from Hand & Stone.
Have you been diagnosed with spinal stenosis, bulging or herniated disc, sciatica, or other chronic spine conditions? Are you ready to find lasting relief? Call Laser Spine Institute, the nation's leader in minimally invasive spine surgery, to learn how a less than 1-inch incision can have you up and walking within a few hours of surgery, free from chronic back pain, and with no hospital stay and no lengthy recovery.
Call 1-800-881-BACK now for your no-cost MRI review.
Take your first step in joining over 60,000 patients who found lasting relief at Laser Spine Institute.
My boss would send me home because I was in excruciating pain. Going to Laser Spine Institute, I go in, I have the procedure, and walk out a changed person, good to go back to work. It's changed my life completely.
If you've been told you might need neck or back surgery, call 1-800-881-BACK now for your no-cost MRI review.
Laser Spine Institute, a less than 1-inch incision, a lifetime of standing tall.
It's Black Friday all month long at NGB and Merchants. Through November 30th, buy 2 tires, get 2 free when you purchase our value installation package. Plus, use your store card and pay no interest for 12 months on purchases of $6.99 or more. Only at NGB and Merchants.
I'm Michelle Marsh at the Breaking News Live Desk with some new information on that earthquake near Dover, Delaware that we've been tracking for you. We just got off the phone with Dover police and they tell us there are no reports of damage. So that is a big relief to hear that there is no damage. And we're just getting word, we can drop that lower graphic, that we're getting word that this is now considered a magnitude 4.1. So it's the early stages. They're trying to figure out exactly how powerful it was. So initially they said 4.4, now downgraded to 4.1. When you consider the earthquake that many people recall from 2011, we do want to point out that the one experienced today near Dover was less intense than the one from 2011. To give you some perspective here, the one in 2011 was 25 times bigger than the one today and 125 times more powerful. So that gives you an idea of the intensity and why it's pretty likely that there was no damage, as Dover police is reporting at this time. But they will continue to check areas because this one was felt as far away as Long Island and Connecticut. People reported feeling a tremor. So as soon as we get some more information on